Galadima speaks to Nigerians on state of economy and insecurity. He says, "We warned you against voting Tinubu." A chieftain of a new Nigeria's People's Party, NNPP, Buba Galadima, has said Nigerians should not complain of the hardship in the land after shunning his advice and voting for President Bola Tinubu's All Progressive Congress (APC) last year general elections. In an interview with Idoge Paulinius in Abuja, Galadima noted, I thought you people voted for him. If you are told, don't do this, it will burn your finger, and you went and did it. Who do you blame? The former National Secretary of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, while speaking with Saturday Sun in Abuja, stated that having said he was going to build on what Buhari left behind, Tinubu should not blame Buhari since he had already taken responsibility for what Buhari has done. The Gashua Yobe State-born Galadima also said that those accusing Tinubu of nepotism were wrong, insisting that the president was free to hire whoever he feels could assist him to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. Among other issues, Galadima explained why the North, including himself, will continue to oppose the establishment of state police in the country. They asked him, "What is your assessment of President Tinubu's 1 year in office?" He replied, I told you I do not want to comment on that because I want them to have 2 years and reach a point of no return. Can you do justice to that? They replied, but supporters of President Tinubu claim that he inherited a country that was run aground by his predecessor, former President Muhammadu Buhari. What is your view on this? He answered, I do not want politics to do blame game. Of course, everybody knew that Buhari has destroyed this country in so many facets, but especially the economy and security. Everybody knows that. It is not news. But equally, Tinubu has told her that he was going to build on what Buhari left behind. So that it is only the promise, that is only the promise he made, that he was going to start from where Buhari stopped. He cannot blame Buhari. He has already taken responsibility for what Buhari has done. They asked, so are you accusing the president of nepotism? Do you agree? He replied, look, also I had the view when people started to accuse Obasanjo. Since then, I even said that if Iyabo Obasanjo is the best person that could be the president of Nigeria, I could support her. They asked, so there is nothing wrong with nepotism? He replied, as far as I'm concerned, we are running a presidential system of government. It is as a pleasure of the man in office that he should hire those that he personally believes they can assist him deliver the dividends of democracy. What would be bad is that if those he hires have no knowledge, no capacity, and those do not understand anything, that he puts them there to help run the economy or the security of the country aground. But as far as I'm concerned, I do not care. Any Nigerian, as I said during Obasanjo, and I said also during Buhari, can be appointed. So Tinubu is no exception. He can hire anybody that he believes can help him deliver dividends of democracy. They asked, even though they are his children, he replied, it doesn't matter. Where do we borrow this democracy from? They replied, the United States. You don't know that Kennedy, he replied. You do not know that Kennedy made his brother, same father, same mother, the Attorney General, the most powerful person in the United States after the president? You're not aware of that, so you're hearing it from me now. Do you know that Bush was an ambassador under Richard Nixon, and when he became president, his son was also a governor in another state? And when he left, his son contested for the presidency and became president of the United States? So if you are borrowing from somebody on most occasions, you people, journalists and other people who claim to be educated, tell us so we should be doing as it is done in the United States, done in Europe, and is done in this country. Why do we blame somebody because he appoints his brother or his people or his tribe or his religion? What we should demand of them is accountability and good governance. They asked, there are also assurances from the same quarter that the current economic policies and reforms of the administrations, Nigerians will begin to see better days in the near future. Do you agree? He replied, I am not sure. They asked, the North appears to be uncomfortable with the demand for the creation of state police. What is your view on this? He replied, I will die in fighting for stopping the creation of state police. In fact, I intend to go to the National Assembly personally because for the last 46 years, I have been fighting the issue of the creation of state police. I just want to give you one example. Just take a particular former governor in Plateau as governor and there is state police. Can anybody, any tribe, apart from his Berom, be allowed to live in Plateau? Or can anybody, a religion outside his own, be allowed to practice their religion if that man has the control of local police? They asked, with the 8 years of Buhari, he cuts in, no, 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 no. We are talking of something that is very important, the creation of state police. You know, you young men, because you don't know what it used to be like. You thought it was a pleasure, including governors, because they do not know. Most of them did not know when there was a native authority police. If you see Hausa man in China or in the United States who migrated, it was because of the use of state police in Kano and Jigawa against citizens. These governors, when they allow state police to take root, they will be the first victim because their successors will ban them from entering their own states. Just imagine a Fubara or a Ganduje when he was governor having state police. Even without state police, using national police, which the control levels were from Abuja. Ganduje stopped Kwankwaso from going to Kano for 3.5 years. If you had state police, he would come and arrest him here and take him to a kangaroo alkali court where he can be sentenced. Now let me tell you, during elections, when you have state police, you will see bye-bye to democracy. When you have state police, you say bye-bye to the corporate existence of Nigeria. Because I know of some states like Rivers. Tell Delta, take Akwa Ibom, they can be able to fund the Navy with the issue of securing the coastal area. They help buy warships, have air force, buy big jet fighters to be bombing their opponents because they have got the means. But where the insurgency or banditry or terrorism has taken root, the governors have no means of even funding and equipping the state police, let alone the purpose of which they're talking and they wanted them to be. There will be no democracy because I know as a fact, I have seen with my eyes every election, they gather all members of the opposition and clamp them into detention. 3 months before election until elections are over in the flimsy charges. So Malam Aminu lived all his life to fight the evolution of state police, to fight the evolution of the Akalai courts, to fight the evolution of prisons in the hands of the emirs. Moritala came and legislated on it and made sure that those things were dissolved. It was not for nothing. You young men, you're putting your hands on fire. Once we have state police, I have a friend here, Sambo Gashua, who is the Northeast National Vice President of the NMPP. Typical example. At night mile Enugu, he was taking tomatoes, onions, and pepper to Onitsha. They stopped there to eat. He went to urinate and he was arrested by a local vigilante of the Enugu state government. Some people were urinating with him and they said he was urinating on a ground that does not belong to him. They asked him to sniff whether this is the North. Those were only agents of state government. If there were people supported by law, would they allow anybody like Samba Gashua to go in Enugu? So why are we being divisive? And there will be no democracy because no governor will allow it. National election will be like local government election. If that is what we want, fine. You people can have it. How many years are remaining for me? This is actually one interview I loved and enjoyed reading. I don't know about why, because he came out and I love the way he came out with his opinion. And I also love the way he made me to see nepotism now from another angle. But can it work in Nigeria? Nepotism in Nigeria is not okay. Why? Because these same people, you say, okay, they can put in people they want. They have never put in people that will help them, rather people that will help them loot and embezzle our resources. All right, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen until I come your way next time.